Locker always reminds me the freaks come out at night. I'm guessing there are a few inside of Verizon Center for daytime doings today. Sunday and the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. It's the Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers closing the book on their regular season get-togethers. Alex Ovechkin and friends entertaining the Panthers from the Atlantic Division. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin, Al Koken with you, and Eric Fair, as always, a Winter Classic hero, waiting his turn to win a season series potentially with these Panthers. Two previous meetings, both going to the shootout. Sunday in D.C., and we're underway. The on-ice officials, the referees, are Rob Martel and Dean Morton. Jean Morin and Scott Cherry have the lines. Roberto Luongo, who has been ruthless against Washington in his career, is in the cage for the Panthers this afternoon. Bergenheim working to the outside, marked there by Karl Alzner. On the fly, Ovechkin has a one-on-one against Kulikov. Drives, and that's muffled wide of the cage.
A real good stick by the defenseman, making sure he got in his shooting lane. That was Kulikov. Lucky bounce there by OV. Springs him. That puck actually ricocheted off the referee at center ice and gave him that lane down that right wing.
We just completed the lineups for Barry Trotz today. Andre Burakovsky getting top-line winger duties. Michael Latta coming out of the lineup as a healthy scratch.
And it's something the Caps have been doing, it seems regularly, is rotating wingers on the top line with Backstrom and Ovechkin. As Trotz says, it's situational on who he's going to play. Today's action, he goes with Burakovsky, obviously because of his speed and to get Burrows some ice time here.
He wanted a two-way guy like Jay Beagle in the matchup against Saad and Taves and Hossa in the Winter Classic.
And then he often wants Wilson to be the toughness guy when he gets that opportunity on the top line. So different situations for Coach Trotz means a shuffling of the deck with the forward trio.
Nate Schmidt, once again the healthy scratch along the Washington blue line. Jack Hillen remains in that back six. As Hayes feeds, Bjugstad whistles one wide. Nick Bjugstad with a rocket there. On the quick counter, it's Aaron Ekblad to dump in, the 18-year-old. He'll turn 19 next month. Number 1 overall pick in the 2014 draft. Has had a fine rookie season in South Florida.
Well, his next point puts him in the record book for this Cats team. He's tied with Jovanovski for most points as a defenseman coming into today's action. 1 point puts him ahead of Jovokop in their history.
This is an icing call against the Panthers, and Locker takes us through the net-minding matchup.
It's two workhorses, Joe. You take a look at Luongo getting the lion's share of games for their team. 15-7-7, goals against under 2.5. And Braden Holtby, he's been brilliant. 17-8-6, 2.27, 920. Just game after game, getting his 15th straight start under Barry Trotz this afternoon.
You want to talk about a classic? As Hillen pulls the trigger, there's a penalty call coming. Those two netminders were involved in a classic shootout in mid-December.
Washington, number 88, minor penalty for interference.
It's going to be an interference call against Jay Beagle. Right side of the screen, you see Beagle on the face-off. They really monitor face-off interference, and there's Beagle preventing the defenseman right there along the wall, right here, from getting out to the blue line, along with Upshaw in the middle there. So you have two guys interfering. They nail Beagle on Upshaw trying to get out to the point.
Florida comes to Washington fresh from a victory in Buffalo. Their power play now at 14.5% effectiveness. They were 1 for 1 against the Sabres. Ekblad and Campbell work the power play points. Huberdeau flushed out by Brooks Orpik, and this will trickle back onto the Florida side of center. Sturdy work in the corner from Brooks Light. As the puck bounces free, Nick Bjugstad will take it for a ride, the 22-year-old native of Minnesota. On the flank comes Jimmy Hayes, angled and finished by Brooks Orpik. All of us were worried about Orpik's availability for the Classic. He led the team in ice time. Closing in, curl and drag move to the outside, Broward in the front, trying to team up with Chimera. The pass was deflected away.
Keep that last play in mind the rest of this hockey game. You can see how quickly Luongo went wide on that pass. So if they can get to him, fake the shot, go around the net, stuffing attempts may be available today.
3 minutes deep in a scoreless first period. Jay Beagle serves another minute in the penalty box. Matinee affair for the Caps and Panthers. Each of their first two meetings going beyond regulation and overtime. Karl Alzner, no sunglasses today, around the boards and out.
He was styling at the Classic, wasn't he?
Looking sharp. As were the 42,000 plus in the stands. I know we said it during pregame live and postgame live, but Capitals fans take a bow. As a group, collectively, you were awesome on Thursday.
Arrived at about 8 o'clock in the morning for the festivities. Just a wonderful day had by all at Nats Park in the Winter Classic.
Capitals are shorthanded for another 15 seconds. Jokinen weakly to the goal. That's gobbled up by John Carlson. He'll fling back to center. Just now Washington looking forward to getting back to even strength after keeping the Panthers penned in on the power play. 0 shots during the advantage. And penalty killing was enormous in the win over Chicago on New Year's Day.
They've been in the box a little too often to my liking the last 5 or 6 games. They've got to cut down on the minor penalties against. You keep killing 4, 5, and 6 penalties, it's going to come back to bite you. They got to stay out of the box. This Florida team, Joe, you got to play them even, Steve. You got to play them 5-on-5.
Kuznetsov working in, tried the push-through move on the veteran Shane O'Brien, playing his second NHL game of this season. Eric Branson on the injured list for Florida.
Along with Thomas Fleischmann, the former Cap. Both those guys injured in a practice recently. And O'Brien brings some feistiness, some toughness, and a pretty good addition by the Florida Panthers, considering he came into camp under a tryout agreement.
Tomas Kopetsky is out of the lineup. Sean Thornton still ailing for Gerard Gallant's squad. 5 minutes in, 5-on-5 play. Offensive zone for the Panthers, dressed in white. Working the cycle, Bergenheim. Gets it right back. This is triggered by McKenzie and squeezed by Braden Holtby as we share time. A little ruckus right in front of Al Koken.
And Mike Green takes exception to the whack of the pads of Braden by the Florida Panthers, and that stalls, that creates this skirmish in the corner that stalled right now as Green and company talk. They're jawing at each other, Bergenheim and Mike Green. It was a little whack. The goaltender had a tough time freezing the puck between his pads, and Green took exception to the shot.
I'm guessing, Al Koken, you could have helped officiate there.
Yeah, not bad there. Greeny and Bergenheim have a little extracurricular activity. Maybe they were discussing the Winter Classic. That's what we want to ask you today on Twitter. What was your reaction and your thoughts on the Winter Classic? Now, it doesn't make any difference if you're watching on TV or if you were one of the lucky ones at Nats Park. We want to find out from you what you thought of the Winter Classic. Get your responses into hashtag Capitals Talk. Guys, so much to choose from. As you mentioned, it was an event that big events rarely live up to the billing. This one, I think, definitely exceeded it.
All of us tried to see it from different vantage points, Alan. When I was at the very top of the stadium in the press box, I couldn't believe how well the NHL dressed up the venue. It was just perfect from a visual standpoint.
I thought it was flawless from start to finish with the national anthem, the planes flying over and salute, all those type of things. It just was like a machine the way it was pulled off. Just a terrific event.
A dramatic ending didn't hurt. Matching minors doled out to Mike Green and Sean Bergenheim, so we'll skate 4-on-4. Approaching the 6-minute mark of a scoreless opening period with the NHL back on Comcast Sportsnet. Alex Ovechkin through center. Snaps it on the wing for Nicklas Backstrom. Feeds to Orpik on the bump set. Ovechkin rifles one right to the shoulder of Luongo.
That's a real good save, but notice Luongo down early. You know he's a big butterflyer, always has been. Upstairs is going to be important here this afternoon. Pretty good hard-looking shot by Ovechkin off the get-go.
Willie Mitchell cruising in. The Panther captain goes 360 and banked it off of John Carlson. Carlson fighting Huberdeau for the loose puck. And Orpik will turn as these teams are in the midst of personnel changes. 4-on-4 hockey for another minute. Hayes, dangerous, pokes it to the front, then he's poke-checked. Braden Holtby doing the job of the doorstep there. Long wrister, no troubles for Holtby. He'll hang on to that. A lengthy drive from Jimmy Hayes, none too scary. 6 minutes, 22 seconds into the contest. We remain scoreless, and Braden Holtby once again on the beam. Capitals fans sporting now very popular colors in attendance at Verizon Center. No score in this one. Star Trek's presented by Toyota. Locker, we have two guys who definitely have job security.
Yeah, Nick Bjugstad signed a 6-year, $24.6 million extension. Led the team last year with 38 points. Also out to a good start this year with 14 goals, 22 points. And Alex Ovechkin, a lifer here in Washington, 11 goals his last 11 games versus the Florida Panthers. In his career, 31 goals in just over 50 games.
Ovechkin, the #1 star against the Blackhawks on New Year's Day with a goal and an assist. Eric Fehr winning this draw for the Capitals. Fehr was on the board first in the Winter Classic. Brouwer winning it in the final 15 seconds. Now Washington turns its attention to a Florida Panthers squad that's been playing very good hockey. Finds itself tied for 5th in the Atlantic Division with Boston.
No, there's only 2 points that separate these teams. A proverbial 4-pointer, 43 for Florida, 45 for the Caps. The Caps would like to stay ahead. The Caps right now in the first wild card position in the Eastern Conference.
Like scales it on out there for Niskanen. 2-on-1 developing. Niskanen closes, fires. It's a stick save for Luongo, and he juggled it right into his glove as these two teams get into it again around the crease.
And that again is because the Caps whacked his catching glove, and he's down a little bit there. He took a whack across the back of the catching mitt, and that's why we have a scrum forming right around the goal crease. So twice the goalies have been whacked in this game, and twice we have a scrum. One in Al Koken's corner, this at the far end. Beautiful curl and drag, by the way, by Niskanen. That's a heck of a shot. There's a save, and there's a whack of Brooks-like into the back of the catching mitt, where there's very little padding, and down goes Luongo trying to draw a penalty. No penalties will be called here in the first period.
Like has more goals and more points against the Panthers than any team he's faced in the NHL. The trouble is, he's never scored on that guy. Roberto Luongo.
Join a list of Caps, 20-10-3 overall against the Caps. Last 16 games, 15 wins for Roberto Luongo against this Caps team.
Yevgeny Kuznetsov set to take this draw. Bested there by McKenzie. Derek McKenzie, the 33-year-old Ontario native, scored in the last meeting between these two, that 20-round shootout decision. Not only did he score in regulation, he tallied in the shootout as well. So did this man, Brooks Orpik, venturing ahead. Orpik leaves it below the goal line. McKenzie fenced there with Kuznetsov. Carlson pulls the trigger, it drifts wide of the goal. Johansson on the soft touch for Kuznetsov. Cycle it back to Brouwer. Poke check by McKenzie, but Brouwer is there to cover up. Hit story favoring Washington in the early going. Kuznetsov scales it to the front there, and Luongo stayed with that change of direction. Folks, in the new year, let's hope he's a year wiser. It's Craig's Voice on Value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
Well, for the guys in red, it's all about back to work. You know, they've been followed around by Epics for the last 30 or 32 days. They've had a lot of hoopla, a lot of stuff that they've had to deal with. More press, more people, more everything, families in town, and now it's just time to get back to work, get back to basics, enjoy the routine. These guys are creatures of comfort, and now they're going to be able to go from here to the end of the season to build on what they've already put together so far.
Our thanks to Epics for all of their cooperation. Episode 4, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, the road to the Winter Classic, and you know how it will end. Beagle scoops to the corner. Wilson is there. Chimera joining them. Today on this trio, Michael Latta, the healthy scratch. Beagle turned to the boards by Vinny Trocheck, native of Pittsburgh, 21 in white. This is Peary on for Trocheck. Zooms through center and plays the boards around Jack Hillen. Green looking to help. UC Jokernen draws a bead on him. Two teams are 5-on-5. The Panthers have failed on their only power play, and now Washington is about to get one for itself.
Man, not a good penalty by Perry behind the play. A cross-check across the back of a Cap defender, and they're going to go shorthanded here in the first against the Caps. Not a smart penalty. You don't want to take an offensive zone penalty, especially with the referee sitting right next to you.
2 minutes, interference.
And there's the call. Could have been a cross-check. They call it interference. Gallant's team will have to go to the penalty kill. Here's a couple of looks at it. The puck's starting to go behind the net. Here comes Greeny. Then in front of him is Hillen, and there's the cross-check. Peary trying to sort of get around Hillen, but not so much. And there's the cross-check to the lower back. Interference is the call.
I know this is a talking point in the future for Al Koken, but Washington wants this building to be a madhouse. Their power play can help provide as Green steps and fires a laser that went high.
Man, they haven't needed the power play in the month of December. They rang off a lot of wins because of their superior 5-on-5 play. But you'd like to see this thing, this power play, ignite again to be so much better than it is.
Ovechkin on the one-timer, that was erased in front. Kulikov took that one off the gloved hand, and the Panthers will clear. 9 minutes deep in a scoreless opening frame. Mike Green leisurely through center. Leaves it to the trailer. Backstrom among the league leaders when it comes to power play assists. Green sets up shot. Plays a two-man game with Johansson. Backstrom gives it right back to Johansson. Green around McKenzie. 5-on-4 for 70 seconds. Set it up for Backstrom. He fires, and it's squeezed by Luongo.
That's a good save there. Trying to go 7-hole is Nick Backstrom calling his own number when it's not available to pass to Ovechkin or Brouwer in the high slot. He's been selecting his own number. Career totals for Alex Ovechkin, 440 goals, 846 points. And there's those numbers I talked about earlier on in this game. 31 goals in 51 against the Florida Panthers.
Fans making some noise here at Verizon. Second wave of the power play for Washington. Joel Ward out there. He has 3 power play tallies this season as the puck is put off the rink. Face-off to stay in the offensive zone. Andre Burakovsky's been watching a lot, and Barry Trotz has been hoping he's getting more and more mature in the process.
Yeah, scratched 8 times the last 12 overall. Getting to watch the game from up top. We'll learn from all these experiences. It's hard being scratched at any age, but he continues to work hard and continues to improve. Putting him on the wing alleviates some of the pressure that he may have playing up the middle in the National Hockey League.
Kuznetsov and Burakovsky, the two-man game. Green with a long fire that's high. Niskanen reels it in. 40 seconds to operate on the man advantage. Burakovsky to Kuznetsov. Carlson, one-timer, deflected wide. Luongo never stood a chance if that found the cage. Burakovsky digging in against Mitchell. Carlson again loads it up, deflected and stopped by the pads of Luongo. Burakovsky digs it out. Andre Burakovsky's pass steered away by Kulikov. Carlson, Niskanen, drive, and it's shrugged out of play.
Good puck move by the Caps, getting a lot of good shots from the outside, and their blue liners just about 1.5 minutes of zone time in this first power play for Carlson. Notice I'm teeing it up there for Niskanen. There it is, sort of right off the left side of the mask, and up and over she goes. The point man getting good blasts from both sides. Off the Coconata and out. Faceoff stays inside to the right of Luongo.
Matt Niskanen with power play tallies earlier this season against Buffalo and Tampa. 12 seconds to operate on the man advantage. Lets this one go. Punched down by Luongo and slapped clear by Dave Bolin. Brandon Peary out of the box in 2 seconds. The long stretch. Picking up Ovechkin. 4 power play shots for the Caps. They don't turn the light on. They're out shooting Florida 7-3 in the early going. Mike Green with a long wrister. That's deflected away by O'Brien. Backstrom taps it on for Johansson. Dylan Olsen gets in the way. And with help, the Panthers will work back through center. It's Peary dumping in. Gerard Gallant wants the line change. An ice level look at Mike Green making his way back through center. Timing play for Like. Skipping around the defender. Campbell comes over to cover up for his teenage partner. It's Campbell dragging it along to Barkov. Bergenheim for boys, and the Panthers are free and clear. Braden Holtby giving the traffic instructions for Brooks Orpik. There's a turnover. Snapshot that goes wide of the goal. With 8.5 to go in this first period of play today inside of Verizon Center. It's the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet, TCN Philadelphia, and the American Forces Network. We thank all of you for joining all of us. Carlson gets pressured by Barkov, and the puck leaves the playing surface for a whistle.
Again, Bergenheim involved with anybody in red this afternoon. Eric Fair involved, Willie involved. You saw Bergenheim give a goaltender a little slap earlier on in this game. A marked man so far this afternoon.
First period continues in just a few moments. Eric Fair and friends back inside those friendly confines. Verizon Center on CSN.
Caps and Panthers scoreless. Todd Reardon joins me. Everybody was wondering how everybody would get back to business after the excitement of the Winter Classic. What have you seen so far?
A little bit of a slow start, but I think we've got some momentum from that last power play, and hopefully we can continue that here.
A little physical play never hurts either.
No, for sure. They're a team that competes hard, and we've got to be all in if we want to have success tonight.
All right, Todd, we appreciate that. Todd Reardon joins us, our first legal seafood bite of the year.
Coaches Reardon, Lambert, Forsyth, all of them echoing the comments of Barry Trotz that he made earlier about Florida tracking back hard. This is a team with a very good work ethic.
Well, they work their butts off. That's why they're up there in the standings. Remember, this is a team that had 29 wins overall last year. They already have 17 wins already, and you can look at the score sheets to see how tight they play. And that's because of the backtracking, defense-first mentality under their new coach, Gallant, and it's paid off for this Florida Panther team.
You mentioned the 17 wins, 13 of them by one-goal decisions. As the Capitals try to break free and clear from their D zone, they'll do it with Eric Fair showing the way. Fair and Like and Ward on ice. That's two-time Stanley Cup champion Willie Mitchell, who didn't get it out. Ward turns, plays the boards for Orpik. Mitchell, the former LA King stalwart. The team that was so deep defensively. Huberdeau's pass, he stubbed that one. As we continue to play 5-on-5 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the opening stanza.
And are they going to turn it on again, the LA Kings? A wild one against Nashville, right? Down a bunch, they come back. Nashville ends up winning 7-6. And a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to turn it on soon. I want to see when they do, because they definitely have the horses. They're just not playing like the Kings of Stanley Cup fame.
They're at their best when they win games 2-1,
Exactly.
not losing 7-6.
How about the goaltender? Jonathan Quick getting yanked after 3 goals quickly in that hockey game.
I'll take him if you don't want him. just curious.
I got him. I like him.
Just curious. Niskanen working back through center. 6:40 with which to work in this opening period. Florida tangling with one of the hottest netminders in the league right now. Braden Holtby has always been strong against them.
Take a look at some game notes that we're going to talk about today. Focus on. Here's Braden Joe B. What a numbers. Great numbers in 7 career games. Points in all 7. The Caps 9-1-3 in 13 games. Just 1 regulation loss. That against the Rangers. Roberto Luongo. 388 wins overall. His next win, I think he ties the great Dominic Hasek when it comes to wins.
Isn't it fun what you can do with numbers? Because if you look at Luongo's career totals against the Caps, you go, doesn't mean much. Steal, takeaway, Ovechkin, poke check by Luongo, and they drilled him. And then a sprawling kick-out save. Marvelous work there by Upshaw. And Luongo is down on the ice.
Was that over a heavy hit? As he stretched out to poke the puck, Alex Ovechkin right after the puck also in a huge collision. And he went down hard. And we'll see how he's going to be. They're going to complain, and Upshaw is complaining that should be goalie interference. But it was the charging Luongo that poked that puck and put him in a very tough position with Alex Ovechkin bearing down. And Alex is simply trying to get to the puck first. And it's a collision right at the top of the crease. No cause for a penalty. Here it is one more time. Both guys going for the puck. Alex runs into the goaltender. He flips over. Just contact because of the speed of the game. No penalty should be doled out there.
And then Upshaw, trailing the play, got back into the crease and made a fantastic street hockey save while Luongo was down. Anytime I see collisions between star players like that, my mind goes to Milan Lucic and Ryan Miller recently, in recent seasons.
And here's the save, Joe B, you mentioned. Even if it went in, the whistle was already being blown by the referee. It would not have been a goal. Upshaw just makes sure with the catching or the stick, his hockey blade, to stop that and prevent it from coming. into the net. Both these teams early on here, it could get really feisty with both teams going after their respective goaltenders. The Caps have been all over Luongo. At the other hand, Bergenheim has had a couple of whacks at Holtby. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talking. And the coach, Gallant, wants a penalty on this play. On our Jeep net cam, you look at the huge collision right about at the top of the circle with Upshaw making that stop late.
Referee Dean Morton is at the Florida bench explaining things to Gerard Gallant, who's getting more and more animated with a description. No penalty times go up on the board in a 0-0 game. The point I was making about Luongo, in his last 16 decisions against the Caps, he's 15-1. The career overall numbers don't blow you away, but 15-1 sure does.
And here at Verizon, Joe, 7 of his last 8 times here, he's got victories against the Caps.
Maybe the only place he prefers more, Buffalo.
Yeah, I think so. Another shutout. He's got a couple this year, both against the last 2 against the Sabres.
Last 3 times he's gone to Buffalo.
Last
he's
3
shut
out. Wow.
4 of the last 5, Craig.
There you go.
He likes that ring.
He's got to be a wing guy then.
Exactly. Mitchell plays it ahead on through Upshaw and down. Carlson cross rink with some pepper on it for Hillen, looking to send in Andre Burakovsky. As the Capitals shuffle their defenders, this is Burakovsky on the flank, looking for a trailer. Feeds that one off of Backstrom and wide of the goal. Boys pounds it ahead.
And Gallant still yelling and screaming at the referee. I had a long meeting with the referees about that hit by Ovechkin. And some referees may have given a penalty, Joe. It's a discretion call and the contact between Luongo and Ovechkin.
No score in this one. Holtby seeing a lot of action at the other end of the rink recently. Alex Ovechkin driving in there strong and kaboom. Down goes Luongo on CSN. Score, Caps Panthers. Capitals insider Chuck Gormley explains the club received some motivation from ownership.
Well, I'll tell you, as well as this team has played in the past month, they have not made up much ground in the standings. With the Rangers winning last night, they've fallen into the wild card spot with Toronto, just 2 points ahead of Panthers and just 2 ahead of the Boston Bruins. After the Winter Classic, Ted Leonsis said it won't mean anything if we don't make the playoffs and we don't go deep into the playoffs. If we lose to Florida on Sunday, you guys will be mad at me. So a lot of pressure on this team to keep this thing going.
You can read more from Chuck at csnwashington.com. The owner was beaming during the week and during the Winter Classic especially. Plenty of pride on display, and obviously the bar is set very high for this Washington team. Year after year expected to contend in the East.
Man, everybody's saying it, not only the owner, but the coaching staff saying, hey, we got to go deep in the playoffs. We're not the best till we have a Stanley Cup, Barry Trotz said recently. So that's really the game plan, and the plan from the ownership on down is to win the ultimate prize, which is the Stanley Cup.
Barry Trotz's team, more and more according to script, as we near the midway mark of a regular season that finds this squad in 4th in the Metropolitan Division, a point behind the New York Rangers. The Rangers have won 9 of their last 10. Roberto Luongo, fit as a fiddle, back in the crease after taking that collision from Alex Ovechkin.
Man, for the Rangers, it's obviously been Lundqvist. He's always been a perennial slow starter, and all of a sudden he turns things on, and that's the reason for their resurgence.
I'll take him if you're offering 2. I'll go quick and Lundqvist. That's my 1-2. That's not bad. Nick Bukestad's pass to the front. Braden Holtby knocks it away. And all the while, the Capitals are getting all-world net minding from their man, number 70, Braden Holtby. 93% save percentage in his last 14 starts.
Yeah, it's amazing. The save percentage continues to go up from the start of the season to now, just getting more comfortable. Details to his game really ship-shape now after working with Mitch Korn for the part of this season, the start to now. And that will continue. He'll still refine things, but right now he's got to feel very comfortable between the 2 red pipes.
Justin Peters sitting behind Braden Holtby today.
Now it'll be interesting to see when Justin gets his next crack at the net. And the Caps play a couple of back-to-backs coming up. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets one of them.
It won't be long. The Caps play a 3- and 4-game stretch, a 4- and 6-game stretch, starting midweek. Al Montoya sits as the second chair behind Roberto Luongo as Bolin maneuvers in, leaves it.
Is he the big Cubano?
That's the big Cubano.
There you go.
One of my favorite nicknames. Wilson straightened up, pounding his way back behind the cage. Shots on goal are 7-4. Long drive goes wide for Nicholas Backstrom. Niskanen loads the gun and fires, and Luongo finds that at his knees. No score in this one. Al Koken, the Caps want this place to be a madhouse again.
Joe, no doubt about it. Barry Trotz said before the game he knows there won't be 40,000 people here at Verizon, but that he wants Verizon to be a madhouse, that he wants the Caps to feed off the energy, and that he need to be a much better, much tougher home team. To that end, he's really asked his guys to take a little bit of what they brought to Nats Park to bring with them every night here. They've been great on the road now. They've got to be a better home team to get to the aspirations that their owner and everybody else expects.
They've given Florida fits, Al. They've beaten the Panthers here 9 in a row. This Florida team has not threatened Braden Holtby a lot in the last 11 minutes.
And the Caps 8-5-4 on the year here at home. A sluggish start to the start of this season here at Verizon. Recently, though, guys, turning it on a little bit. 6-3-1 the last 10.
Backstrom out of the corner. Top side for Alzner. Long wrister on the way, floats wide of the cage. Boys has the puck. Don't expect a lot of goals today. The first two meetings between these two teams were 1-1 through 65 minutes. Burakovsky greeted by Olsen. 2.5 separating us from Lattice's intermission line. At center, it's Boys, who had the lone goal for Florida in its October visit here. Alzner, uncontested out of the corner. Connecting with Burakovsky, and he'll clear in. Whoa! How about that, Karam? And Luongo made a sharp save.
He had to be quick. Realized it was turning in directions there. Burakovsky gets that shot on net for the Washington Capitals. 5 of 8 shots prior to that shot from the D, Joe B. Niskanen has 4 shots. The forwards not getting involved when it comes to creating chances.
Icing call against Washington. Clubhouse all-inclusive packs. They're moving fast. All you can eat and drink starting an hour prior to puck drop. Running through the second intermission, $79 per ticket per game. Visit WashingtonCaps.com or call the sales department. That's 202-266-CAPS. Be on hand here at Verizon Center. Watch Andre Burakovsky and his growing evolution into this NHL rank. Andre, highly prized Capitals draft pick. A first rounder back in the summer of 2013. Along the boards, making a break for it, it's Brandon Peary and then Vinny Trocheck. Trocheck sends it into the corner. Campbell's well up on the play. Shoulder to shoulder with Mike Green. Green able to twist away from the brunt of that Bergenheim hit. 1:20 left in this opening period. Kuznetsov hits the throttle. Back through center with Johansson. Campbell wipes out there. The ice time leader annually for Florida.
Yeah, the big thing about Campbell, such a veteran leader and defenseman, he can still skate at his age, and he's really been a big part of Ekblad and his development as a stud in the NHL.
Well, I think Ekblad's part of a 3-horse race for Rookie of the Year.
I think so.
Philip Forsberg and Johnny Gaudreau, Nashville and Calgary respectively, and then this big young defenseman who has taken nicely to the NHL waters. This is offside against Washington. We have McDonald's trivia for you today, and remember that Troy Brouwer struck very late in the Winter Classic. Who scored the latest game-winning goal in regulation time in Caps history? And for bonus points, who did he score it against?
How about Brouwer against Crawford? Maybe it's a trick question.
Oh, hey now.
Hey now, maybe this is trickster happening here.
There are some tricksters.
There's a tricksters downstairs.
Brouwer doing his trick with 12.9 seconds left on Thursday and bringing the house down. 38 seconds in the opening period. No score, Washington and Florida, no surprise. Huberdeau sends it high on the glass. Jimmy Hayes is there, rattled by Brooks Orpik. Fair twists it on back through center. Dmitry Kulikov will gather in this 24-year-old Russian. Nick Bjugstad, 6-year contract extension in tow, will clear in. It was Bjugstad who beat the Caps in the shootout in round 20 back in the month of December. Good bump set, sends Beagle in flying. Beagle with forehand to the front. There's a penalty call coming. Carlson shot that one left-handed as we see the hooking call.
And it was all about the speed of Beagle breaking around their D that will lead to a power play to start the second period. Here's the speed of Biggs. Biggs is a big rig. Watch him get that tap pass, as you mentioned, Joe B, from Shamara. Jumps wide, and there's what I said early on in the period. They've got to make Luongo move. He had him moving out of position. Beagle a good chance.
John Carlson turned into Gordie Howe there. He's a righty who tried to shoot lefty. Lattices Intermission Live coming up. Al Cochran and Alan May after the break. Highlights and stats from here in the booth. Locker will be back at the telestrator for you. 6 other games going on today. Washington and Florida are scoreless after 20. We'll have you back for Lattices Intermission Live on Comcast Sportsnet after these words. Just pick one. Just pick one. We thank all of our sponsors for their support this season. Wish them the happiest of New Year's, and that includes Thompson Creek with this window of opportunity, Locker, to show us the events of Eric Fair, the outdoor goal-scoring threat.
Yeah, every time he seems to play outdoors, including a year or so ago against Pittsburgh Penguins. There goes Fleury, miscue behind the net, he buries it. The guys in white celebrating. Nice breakaway, getting around their D, and they're rifling in top corner. And I think this one beats them all. This was a beautiful breakaway D Thursday, and that got the Caps rolling about 7 minutes into that game, the Winter Classic here in Washington.
Those tallies separated by some 4 years. 2011 at Heinz Field, 2015 at Nats Park, and Eric Fair had a wonderful month of December. He was tied for the goal-scoring lead for the Capitals in that month with Nicklas Backstrom.
Well, he's skating, and he's really using his size. He's healthy, a big thing. +8, top among all forwards. Only second to Carlson, as Bolin will have a seat. The Caps go to an early power play here in the second.
The time of that penalty was the 20-minute mark, so Barry Trotz's team gets its second look on the man advantage. This is a power play, 11.8% in its last 9 outings. Gerard Gallant and the Panthers would like to keep the Capitals in the midst of that cold spell. Boland sweating it out in the penalty box to start period 2. The NHL on Comcast Sportsnet Mid-Atlantic, TCN Philadelphia, and the American Forces Network. All around the world today are we. The third and final meeting between the Panthers and Caps. The first 2 each decided in a shootout, and each team winning on its home ice. McKenzie and Backstrom on the draw to begin this middle frame. These power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Ovechkin green, Johansson, Backstrom, Brouwer on ice in red. As Green gallops through center, hits the trailer. Nicklas Backstrom with the entry. The feed for Johansson. That power play break-in, very reminiscent of the one used in Detroit for so many years. Green settles. Backstrom on the half board. Nicklas Backstrom scanning the defense. The green wrister that was spoiled by Jokinen and swept down by McKenzie.
It's sort of a trend around the NHL is to get to center, drop it back to a guy that's coming at full flight to wheel and deal over the blue line. So he's getting the defense to stall a little bit. And once they stall, they're sort of flat-footed. And that's allowed in the first 2 power plays the Caps have had, including this one, for Nick Backstrom just to simply enter the zone, kick it wide. Now they establish the setup.
Johansson jams this one along the boards. Olsen was there.
It's pretty good when you have a guy like Backstrom, and in Detroit, as you mentioned, Datsuk is usually that type of guy.
You got it. Johansson waits, settles, Backstrom relay, score! Alex Ovechkin!
$1.16 in, and that is total execution. You know, the Caps power play, we've talked about it being cyclical, had not been firing on all cylinders, and that was a thing of beauty. Three-way passing play. Mojo, Backstrom, Campbell's up too high, worrying about Brouwer. Once he goes up to get Brouwer and give him a little shot, look at this passing lane that is available to Nick. It would have been better served for Campbell to stay deeper, not allowing that pass. He went to Brouwer to take him away. You take one option away, it leads to another, and Alex Ovechkin finds himself with an empty net.
Goals in 3 straight games for the grade 8. Goals in 4 of his last 5 outings. Power play goal number 8 on the season. The Washington Capitals get the jump on the Florida Panthers. It's a 1-0 count in our nation's capital.
Moves up to 5th in goal scoring now around the National Hockey League with his 19.
Alsner waits, then fires. That was muffled. Ekblad pounds it off the boards for Boys. He'll twist it out for Bergenheim, who didn't handle that very cleanly. 2 teams are back to 5-on-5 play. Get the whistle here. The offside against Washington. Ovechkin striking at the 1:16 mark.
And so important, Joe B. You and I always talk about it at every game, it seems, about scoring first for this hockey team. You know, they're 9-0-1 scoring first the last 10, 18-1-2 coming into this game this afternoon overall. It's so important, more so than a lot of teams in the NHL, for the guys in red. When they strike first, they get more comfortable, they play their system to a T. A good sign here against the Panthers.
So many times in his career, Alex Ovechkin has been the igniter. You see the numbers Locker was detailing when the Caps do strike first. That's now the 83rd time in his magnificent career that Ovechkin has scored the first goal of a game. Bukestad offers for Huberdeau, former Rookie of the Year. That pass for Bukestad, who is entangled with Brooks Orpik. Hayes, a towering winger at 6'6", on for Bukestad.
Watch out for him. He's been one of the guys on a roll for Florida Panthers when it comes to scoring goals. Hayes is a big body. He's second in goals, has 4 goals his last 5 overall.
He led the Panthers in tallies in the month of December, as Orpik will swing away from Jokinen. Approaching the 3-minute mark in this second period, and a 1-0 lead, a power play goal from Alex Ovechkin. If you're just tuning in, we have this from the promo department. You can stay up to date on your favorite team. Download the new CSN Washington app today. It features breaking news, instant analysis, scores, and now video. Get everything Caps, Redskins, Wizards, DC United, and more. Now on the new CSN Washington app. Ovechkin chortling out at the enemy today, the Florida Panthers. Long wrister that's deflected wide by Trocheck.
He still wishes they were in the division.
True. Kulikov fires and a pad save for Holtby. Alex Ovechkin, who for so many years tormented Florida when these teams were Southeast Division rivals.
Yeah, now 12 goals his last 12 games against them.
Kulikov weaving his way back through center. Hillen was there to deny the entry into the zone as Johansson will sprinkle it back behind Roberto Luongo.
I can't believe we're done with them after today's action.
1, 2, 3, and you're finished. Against teams from the Atlantic.
I wanted to go shopping one more time. The outlet mall.
No more mall for you.
No.
Green will dump it in. Luongo stays put. At a point position, Jack Hillen. Keeping it along the dasher. The slot pass for Kuznetsov. A whiffed one-timer, then a big collision between defenders. This is a 2-on-0 break. Trocheck feeds. Give and go to the front. Holtby, the pad save. Rebound, they score. On the doorstep, it's Trocheck after the misfire on the 2-on-0.
It was like bowling pins at the Capitals' blue lines. It wasn't only the 2 defenders, but it was also a forward that got knocked down. That led to a 2-on-0 that was close to a 3-on-0. There's Hillen Green, then Kuznetsov, and now it's 2-on-0 with Mitchell coming, which could be a 3-on-0. It actually was a misfire on the 2-on-0. They really didn't create a chance for themselves. But then that guy comes up and follows up with an empty net. Pretty easy. Trocheck deflects it past pass defender and the goaltender, but it wasn't really looking like a good 2-on-0. The Caps had everything closed off, did Braden Holtby, and Trocheck ties it up.
Trocheck has 4 tallies this season, all of them on the road. So whenever I see Jack Hillen get freight trained like that, as Backstrom works back in, the feed for Burakovsky, his wrister was blocked. I think back to Hillen getting railroaded by Alex Ovechkin.
Man, you never see or rarely see a 2-on-0 all the way from the blue line, Joe. They slowed it down, in my mind, too much, which allowed Holtby to recover and make the initial stop on the play. But they got the bounce they were looking for here in the second.
Jokinen will get the assist as McKenzie skies this one in. The hockey game level at 1. Trocheck at the 3:57 mark. 2 teams are skating 5-on-5. Alex Ovechkin. Cross rink, blocked by Upshaw. Upshaw leaves it. Bjugstad fires it, and Holtby's on the angle to make the save and the cover.
One more look at that last goal, Joe B. It's a bouncing puck at the blue line, and the Caps are going to run into each other, and it leads to this break. 2-on-0 with Mitchell following up. There's a give and go, a little too slow on the pass. Trocheck misfires. Mitchell gets the primary assist, and he gets a nice redirect off the left skate boot of Mojo, who was on the back check for the Caps.
Trocheck thanking his lucky stars.
Yeah.
Face-off possession belongs to Brooks Laich. Washington here on home ice to tangle with the Florida Panthers. Next up for the Caps Wednesday north of the border in Toronto. So Air Canada Centre, which has been the site of the World Junior Championships medal rounds, gets back into the NHL fold.
And the Leafs reeling just a little bit. Remember, they had that stretch of 10-1-1 for a while.
O'Brien, nice pass. Olsen fires. That caroms in. The Florida Panthers take the lead.
And Holtby was looking for an interference call with some white jerseys in front, caught a piece of his catching glove. The referee did not see it that way, and they're going to get the first lead of the game. The guys in white, and it's a defenseman sneaking in. Nice little play. Sneaking in on the play is Dylan Olsen. Look at him come up the gut. Little pass. Here comes Olsen, and see the traffic in front there, Joe, and that's what the goaltender Holtby was complaining about on our 84 Lumber slow-mo cam. In front of the net, 2 quick goals in under a minute and a half, and the Florida Panthers have a 1-goal lead.
Shane O'Brien checking things out, veteran blue liner in his 12th season of professional play. We mentioned just his 2nd game on NHL assignment this campaign. So the Florida Panthers waste no time grabbing the lead right back, as Kulikov waits at point position. Boys on the interchange. Blocked there by Alzner. Mitchell steps in and fires. That's erased in front. The quick counter for Brouwer just ahead of him. Icing will be washed out. Brouwer pinned to the boards by Kulikov. As the Panthers will make a break for it. This is Barkov through center. Finish Bourne. Pivot will clear in. Gerard Gallant wants the line change as Niskanen swerves his way through center. Campbell golfs it back. Alzner will take it and drive in. Alzner with a couple of goals this year, both of those on the road. Campbell plays the flank. Smart looking breakout. Trocheck on the fly. Vinny Trocheck leaves it to the slot. Spinning Ekblad put that one off of Hillen and wide of the goal. One-handed back to center. Ekblad leaves it in his wake for the veteran Brian Campbell, now 35 years of age. His first ever NHL goal in this building with the Sabres against Ole Kolzig back in the day. Trocheck to point position to Olsen. To the slot. On guard there was Mike Green. Backstrom offers it to Ovechkin. That one bouncing off of his blade.
The Capitals need a good forechecking shift. They haven't been able to establish a forecheck in this hockey game. They need to get onto Luongo and create some cycles to get some mojo back.
We had no scoring 20 minutes into the contest, and then things erupt. Ovechkin on the power play. Florida strikes. Trocheck and Olsen back-to-back for the lead.
Panthers with a 2-1 lead. As we take a look at our Toyota League leaders, you'll find that no team has more 10 or more goal scorers on the roster than the Washington Capitals. Pittsburgh and Calgary right behind. Barry Trotz said before the game that is an important stat for him. He pointed to the LA Kings last year in their playoff run, saying when their stars weren't scoring, they were getting contributions from the third line, and the Caps would love to see that continue. He says that's how you get a good long run when you make the playoffs and possible championship. Back to you.
Wants his team today, Al, to stay in the moment, basking in the glow of Winter Classic glory. Now moving ahead into the calendar year of 2015. Tom Wilson settles and fires. That was blocked in front. 12:25 left, second period. Upshaw knocking the puck free for McKenzie to close in.
Just not getting any 5-on-5 shots. Up to this point in the game, just 2 5-on-5 shots for the Caps so far against Luongo.
Hayes working wide with a long reach. Florida out shooting Washington for the game, 10-9. Mitchell's drive armed away by Holtby, and the rebound is out of play. Willie Mitchell with a wry smile as Braden Holtby continues to be busy in this second period.
And he's going to talk to the referee about that last goal with Hayes in the crease. Thought his glove was knocked away, and there he is describing the play to the referee. They immediately pointed to the net as a goal. Did not question if Hayes was in the front of it on that Olsen drive from the point.
Dylan Olsen's earlier goal this season came against Ottawa. Young defenseman turned 24 yesterday. Gives himself a belated birthday gift and gives Florida the advantage. John Carlson lobbing this one to center. Ovechkin calming down the bouncing puck, but this is offside against the Capital captain.
And it all started with a poke check in the blue line by the defender, not giving Alex much room or time and space, as they like to say in the National Hockey League. He really just sort of disrupts the play, leading to that offsides. Barry Trotz looks on, looking onto his team here, trying to generate something 5-on-5.
Just past the 8-minute mark in this second period. Mitchell digs it off the dasher board. Backstrom boarding him. You get a good look at the fray in the corner. Burakovsky to Ovechkin, and then Backstrom switching it up, changing the point of attack. Burakovsky, who these days is living in the home of Nicklas Backstrom. Whenever I ask Nicklas about Andre, he says all he does is sleep.
I thought it would have been sleep in video games at his age.
Sounds about right for a 19-year-old. Barkov, who isn't much older, with Bergenheim back in. Nice passing play, shoveled wide by Boyes. On the go, the pass for Carlson. The return to Backstrom. To the front, Carlson, and a pad save for Luongo, and he'll cover. Panthers have the advantage in the second period. Hadid Locker is going to show us the road ahead for Washington.
Yeah, some roadies coming up this week for us. We'll be hitting a plane on Tuesday to face off against the Leafs on Wednesday, and then back-to-back with the Philadelphia Flyers at home against the Red Wings, Avalanche, and the Flyers, which will be covered nationally on NBCSN.
Long time no see for the Caps and the Philadelphia Flyers this season. And then they'll get together twice in a week. Florida providing the opposition today. A 2-1 lead. Strikes from Trocheck and Olsen, answering the power play goal of Alex Ovechkin, which started the scoring in period 2. Ekblad keeps it humming but didn't get it out. Alsner to the goal. Stick save Luongo, and he'll cover.
This game totally opposite of what transpired around the National Hockey League yesterday and last night. The teams were combining for close to 8 goals each game last night in the National Hockey League. A lot of goals today in this game against the Florida Panthers. A low-scoring affair, which we would expect. Bouncing puck right into Luongo in that normal butterfly position for him. Luongo returns to Florida, where he started his NHL career.
This game today at 3 o'clock Eastern time start at Verizon Center. There was one earlier on the NHL calendar. Carolina getting the best of Boston, 2-1 in a shootout. Eric Stahl with a shootout decisive tally against Tuukka Rask, making the winner of Anton Khudobin in the Hurricanes. Johansson working wide. Marcus Johansson drags to Kuznetsov. Alsner towards the goal. Brouwer just missed on the tip-in try. He's trying to get that one out of the air. Good positioning for Kuznetsov as Olsen steams back. Drifting one wide of Braden Holtby. Niskanen moves the puck around for Johansson. We've crossed the midway mark of regulation time. 2-1 for Florida. Olsen, who has the lead goal, will send it in. Gerard Gallant wants a line change. Caps are in no hurry to clear. Niskanen on for Johansson. Angled and finished along the boards by Mitchell, a rugged customer for so many years now. Willie in his 16th full season as a pro. Bolin let it come through. Mitchell towards the cage. No worries for Jack Hillen. He and Mike Green coordinate to get this back through center. Beagle on the run. Jay Beagle with a wrister, and that's vacuumed up by Luongo. More saber rattling in front of the cage. Shocker that Scotty Upshaw would be involved. He and Beagle whispering at one another on Comcast Sportsnet.
Panthers with the 2-1 lead. Lane Lambert, you've gotten the power play goal. What do you need to see more of 5-on-5?
Well, right now we're slow to pucks. Our forecheck was slow. That was a direct result of the second goal against. The first goal against obviously was a little bit of a miscue. These things are sometimes going to happen. They got a little fortunate with that. But at the end of the day, we scored the power play goal, and since then we haven't been playing fast enough. And you know, understanding our opponent, knowing that they keep coming, they're a hard-working team. We've got to make sure that we get back to work here.
All right, Lane, we appreciate that. Lane Lambert with a legal seafood bite of the night.
Al, in the Eastern Conference, only Buffalo and Carolina have scored fewer goals than Florida. Well, they've got the jump on Washington now in the second period as Luongo makes a save on Chimera, and he will cover up.
Real good idea there for Chimmer just to fire it at the net. Chimera and company trying to create some havoc, get some forechecking going. They get a 5-on-5 shot, which has been very hard to come by for the guys in red this afternoon. Rotates out, looks to the point, trying to get Luongo leaning, but the big fella holds the point. Holds the post against Jason to try to get it in short side.
Bottom of the screen there, Locker, 10 goals against the Panthers, the most that Chimera has ever had against any other NHL opponent. In fact, he and Alex Ovechkin are deadlocked. Coming into today's game, 6 goals apiece against Luongo. Ovechkin has bumped his total by 1. With 8:50 to go in the second period, Ekblad for Barkov, another teenager. This will come on through. Alsner tied up against the backboards. Bergenheim trying to fish it free. Great moves there, and Bergenheim's backhander goes wide. Campbell will have to retreat. Ekblad's pass deflected. Andre Burakovsky in the lineup. Michael Latta a healthy scratch today. Ditto for Nate Schmidt. Boys gets the attacking line to the doorstep as Holtby will clamp down on it. Today's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. The Caps have a deep pair, Craig, that's rather stingy.
And it's that guy in the screen there, Niskanen and his buddy Alsner have not been on the ice for an even strength goal against in the last 8 games, Joe B. Both +5 in that span. That's ridiculous. That's hard to do around the National Hockey League. Alsner and Niskanen very reliable, competitive, and have been very good 5-on-5.
That includes the Winter Classic. Remember our Twitter question today, hashtag Capitals Talk. What are your thoughts on the Winter Classic? Washington getting the victory over Chicago New Year's Day Thursday at Nats Park. Braden Holtby continues to be the workhorse in the goal in his individual matchup against Roberto Luongo this afternoon. Carlson bats it ahead. Brooks Laich is there to help. John Carlson, the setup pass to the front, deflection try, Luongo, 2 saves on Laich. Regrouping, Carlson on the money for Brooks Laich again, winds in, fires, he scores! Brooks Laich with a BB through the screen.
You got to go peanut butter when you're scoring against Luongo. Here comes Brooks Laich, quick transition, net drive, and that is a thing of beauty. Look at him look around. The net drive goes right through the defenseman's legs and out the other side. Absolutely no chance with Shane O'Brien in front of the goaltender, taking the cap forward, going to the net. High heat peanut butter for Brooks Laich. 4th goal of the season. It's been a while since he scored. 10 games for Brooks.
Peanut butter. Joe Beninati, Al Koken, and Joel Quenneville with you today. For any of you who've been watching Epics, that's one of Coach Q's favorite expressions for a shot that hits the top corner or the top shelf where you might hide the peanut butter. Jokinen towards the cage. 7.5 to go in the second period. Now 2-2. Johansson trying to get to the outside on Kulikov with help coming from Willie Mitchell.
Took Brooks 3 chances, but finally buried it. The bang-bang plays in front. Terrific stops, but that one, just a dart through the screen of the defender.
The Trocheck wrister caught by Holtby. As fans are informed of the latest strike, this one from Brooks Laich at 12-13. Carlson and Orpik helping out.
One more look. Here it is. It's all about regrouping. Quick up, D to Brooks. But notice a net drive. He's not going to get credit for an assist as Joel Ward, but there's the net drive. Notice he knocked the defenseman's stick out of his hand. Now O'Brien has to sort of grab Gordo, and that puck goes right through his legs into the top corner.
Think back to the December matchup in Sunrise, Florida. Laich had a late goal disallowed. It was kicked in. This one stands on the board, a very well-placed slap shot as Beagle works in 3-on-3. Caps and Panthers are 2-2. All the scoring coming in this second frame. A log jam in the corner. Chimera outlets. Beagle swept it wide. Alsner, cross ring. Niskanen fires. That's blocked in front. Mitchell, the block shot leader for Florida, stationed where he needed to be. There he is again. Able to clean it up and send out McKenzie. An indirect for Upshaw. Quickly tied up there by Niskanen. Tom Wilson to fetch for Washington. They don't get it out on the first try. To the boards, where Beagle will propel back. There's a penalty call coming up here.
And I think it's going to go against Niskanen for the battle in front of the net with Upshaw. Gave him sort of the forearm shiver. The referee detected it coming out of the corner. And Niskanen will go to the box. It's going to be a roughing call. Niskanen doesn't like it. He was tangled up with Upshaw that whole shift. Once Upshaw went to the front of the net, Joe B, you'll take a look. Right in front of the net, you'll see Niskanen coming in here. Watch what happens. Niskanen comes in, that little shot to the head, draws the penalty, and he goes to the box, Florida to the power play.
Panthers have power play goals in 3 of their last 4 outings. Florida coming in against Barry Trotz's squad at 17-10-9, 43 points, just 2 points behind Washington on the Eastern Conference ladder. These power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Boys, Jokinen, Barkov, Ekblad, and Campbell, 5 on the ice for Florida. Good keep in by Campbell. Brooks Laich on the intercept. He has a potential 2-on-1 building with Brouwer. Laich closing. Tried to elevate that pass. Blocked away by Campbell.
Sweet play by Campbell, who has broken up that play in midair. Takes away the sauce. Good 2-on-1. The Capitals penalty killers have been very aggressive. That's been a turn of events for this Capitals team. It's really worked out well under Lane Lambert and the coaching staff, the way they aggressively kill penalties.
Brooks Orpik sends it on around. Not enough starch to clear. Ekblad for Campbell. The wrister on the way. Deflected wide by Orpik. Centering pass. Swatted at by Laich. Campbell walks the line. Down low. Elevating pass there. Knocked away by Holtby as Ekblad took a swing at it. Firing on the chance. Another kick out save. Jokinen pivots. Campbell. Slap feed down low. Boys. Through the seam. It's sent wide. You see Jokinen missing the target as Bergenheim is setting the screen in front.
Long change for the Caps. That's why they're reeling.
Campbell slots one. Orpik plays the boards and Laich should be able to clear. He'll guide it on down and get the penalty killer's a breather. Niskanen serves another 38 seconds. Caps faithful, saluting the penalty killing chores and the net minding of Braden Holtby. Washington out shooting Florida 17-16 now in the contest. As the fans sing Holtby's praises. Hayes, Bukestad on a stop attempt for Hayes, and Holtby was there, paddled down. Joel Ward has time, and he'll clear. Aaron Ekblad plays it on for Huberdeau. Ekblad swinging out of his own zone. 4:20 with which to work in the second period. Nick Bukestad, those long strides. He's collared there by Alsner. Couple of shots on the man advantage for Florida, which fizzles again. Green to an open Niskanen just out of the box. 3-on-2 developing here. Niskanen waits. Beagle settles. Goes around the world, and a stick save for Luongo as he'll cover. Back for the final 3:59 of the second period. Florida had a 2-1 advantage until Like loads and fires to equalize in Washington, D.C. Verizon Center in good cheer now. Caps and Panthers are 2-2. Let's look at the assist leaders presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America. Locker, these are the blue liners at the top of the feeding food chain.
There's only a couple better. Shattenkirk, he racked up the points last night. Giordano in Calgary, 25. Carlson has his assist in this game. He has 24. And that bottom note, 14 helpers, the last 17 for John.
John Carlson, number 3 in the NHL when it comes to defensive assists. Number 3 on the Washington overall point scoring lead. Face-off possession belongs to Bolin and the Panthers as Upshaw propels in 2-on-2. Good poke check by Hillen. Washington still without the services of the injured defenders Erskine and Orloff. Same for the winger Aaron Volpatti as Holtby makes this chest stop on Boland.
That was a rip-off by the Florida Panthers as the Capitals try to exit the zone at the top of the circle. You don't often see that against Backstrom, Ovechkin and company, but a good rip-off by Boland and his teammates. There's a little lift check that leads to transition and a quality scoring chance at the top of the circle. Talk about that backside pressure that Barry Trotz was talking about. That was a perfect example as the Capitals try to exit their zone.
Dave Boland signed as a free agent by these Florida Panthers.
Highest paid forward on their team.
No goals.
Maybe until next year when Bukestad's contract kicks in.
No goals this season for Boland. The Caps would like to keep it that way. This is an icing call against Washington with 3.5 to play in the second stanza. The 114th all-time meeting between the Caps and the Panthers. Washington, just a single regulation loss in its last 13 overall games. Ovechkin's feed blocked. Kulikov taps it to center. McKenzie takes it on the run. Alsner is there to keep an eye on him. Andre Burakovsky to Karl Alsner. Off the boards for Ovechkin, just away from his grasp. He reels it in, though. One hands it right on, and Luongo made the pad save. Burakovsky drags it free with the help of Backstrom. Green keeps it along the boards for Backstrom once more. Off the cycle to Burakovsky. Swings it back into the corner. Backstrom shaking loose. Skip a man. Hillen fires from the deflection. It goes wide. Burakovsky was looking for the little drag tip in there. Jussi Jokinen, Finnish born winger. Through center. Backstrom pinwheels on. Trocheck muddying that up along with Brandon Peary to clear in. Hillen with the smooth skating stride. Ditto for Mike Green. Angling out of his own zone. Finessed around Barkov. Brouwer takes the handoff from Johansson, gave it right back to him. Johansson, Kuznetsov, and Brouwer out there looking to lift Washington to the lead late in the second period. John Carlson at point position. Kuznetsov. Barkov was picked away. Kuznetsov right to the front. Brouwer ran out of real estate. By the time Brouwer found it, he was below the goal line. Troy with his head up. Able to keep it in. Kuznetsov, a good shift here for the Caps. As it's cleared back to center. Johansson will reorganize.
And they've had very good chemistry. Marcus, Kuznetsov, and Brouwer. They've really stuck together the last 15 to 20 games or so, and you're seeing that.
Whistler coming wide from Ward. Set up splendidly by Marcus Johansson at the tail end of his shift. Carlson winds and drives. Pad save Luongo. He needed those long legs there.
And he needed to gobble that up because right there was Joel Ward who gave his glove a little whack. Carlson and company doing a good job. Much better the second half of this period, 5-on-5. Starts with a good keep, lateral movement shot, toe save, and watch Wardo come in there. No guys in white. Notice Ward coming late. Excellent stop, leaving the rebound 12 inches from his left pad, and Luongo's able to take away that quick chance in front.
We mentioned the World Junior Tournament concluding in Toronto. John Carlson, Team USA World Junior hero back in 2010. Loose in front of the doorstep, digging for it is Ward. Fair finds it on his blade. Niskanen has to reload at center. 5-on-5 play with 60 seconds separating us from Lattice's intermission line. Great forecheck from Fair. Point position, Alzner on the way. Score!
Well, Lane Lambert told our Al Koken that they had to play a faster game. They had to get into the forecheck. And here's what happens when you do. First man pressure, Eric Fair on Olsen. Chips it out to the slot. Alzner gets it and takes a wrist shot. And notice all the traffic in front. There's no chance for Luongo. The last two shots, one from Like, one from Alzner, elude Luongo glove side. That's past him before he even realizes it. Alzner late from the blue line. The Caps up 3-2.
Prior to today, Carl had 9 goals in his career, 7 of them on the road. He gets to celebrate this one with the Verizon Center crowd, gives Washington the lead again. Back and forth. Peary fires off the outside of the cage. 3-2 Caps with 40 ticks remaining in the second period. A wild one inside of Verizon Center. We get the whistle and the hand pass called.
Yeah, the Caps have really turned it up a notch when it comes to 5-on-5 play. Alzner just a little wrist shot. Nothing fancy about that. He's got 3 goals. You notice you always look at defense first with Carl. You don't expect goals, assists. You expect a very good plus-minus and a lot of blocks from him on the blue line. It's nice to see him contribute with that type of shot.
Final 30 seconds of period 2. This is going to be called icing against Washington, much to the protest of the fans here at Verizon.
And the Capitals defense more and more involved this season than in past seasons. There's the shot right over the catching glove. Coming in, they had 80 points combined. They had 140 all of last season. Had a couple of guys be a part of the Winter Classic. Goals with Hillen and Greeny involved. Now today, the same scenario. Defense adding to the offense of the Washington Capitals.
A helpless feeling for Roberto Luongo. No way for him to see that wrister.
Did I say peanut butter again?
You might have.
You got to go upstairs on him, and that's where they beat him. But excellent traffic, excellent net presence by Ovechkin and the Caps in front of Luongo.
Important face-off here late in the period. Jay Beagle on ice to take it. Wins, gets control back for Carlson, and he'll scale to center. Delayed offside against Florida, now waved out as they tag up. This is Carlson on the spring for Chimera. Pitched against the boards. Help comes from Wilson. 3 seconds, 2. And the second period will expire right there. 40 minutes in the books. 5 goals in the second period. Ovechkin starting the spree. Like and Alzner finishing it. And the Capitals lead by 1. Lattice's Intermission Live is coming up on the net. Al Koken with the Caps guest. Highlights and stats from right here in the booth. And Locker to tell us straight. As we are 2/3 of the way through regulation and Washington gunning for its 20th win of the campaign. A high-scoring, entertaining second period sees the Capitals in front As we send you back to Julie Donaldson for this Geico Sportsnet Central update. Plenty of celebrating in that second period for both teams. Washington has a 3-2 lead with 20 minutes to go in regulation time today. And Al Montoya is coming off of the pine to replace Roberto Luongo. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin, Al Koken with you tonight as we shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew today. We wish them a healthy and wealthy and prosperous new year. We got our wish. We get to see the big Cubano.
Yeah, we do. And maybe bad news for the Florida Panthers. I have not seen Luongo come back out to the bench here in the third period.
For those of you who are not with us in the opening frame, a big collision involving Luongo and Alex Ovechkin. There was no penalty call on the play, but it was a significant bump. Completely speculative in nature by me. We have not received word from anybody with Florida Panther PR about Luongo's health condition. It is Montoya who is in the cage, and Montoya who was involved in the shootout loss here for Florida in mid-October. Gerard Gallant's team is in the midst of a 14,000-mile road trip.
Yeah, started in Buffalo, got the Caps, and head out to Vancouver. They don't play till Thursday. They have Vancouver and the Canucks, Calgary, Edmonton, and the Jets, the longest trip of their season.
Nick Bukestad wins the face-off as Ekblad will send it in. Two teams begin the third period even in full strength. Washington out shooting Florida to this point, 21-18. Capitals next in action Wednesday night north of the border. Air Canada Center will be playing host to NHL festivities. Caps at Maple Leafs, and Washington owes the Leafs a thing or two.
Yeah, they do, and the Leafs on a downturn. They've lost 7 of 9 after ringing off a very good stretch of 10-1-1. Now they're going the opposite direction, and they did not play very well as they were hammered by Winnipeg last night.
When was the last time we saw Montreal? The Canadiens have won 6 in a row. They're on top of the Atlantic and flying high. John Carlson sets sail for the Caps along with Brooks Orpik. The pass comes on through Troy Brouwer. Olsen there to one-handed ahead. Kuznetsov to the goal mouth, trying to connect with Marcus Johansson. Early stages of period 3. Capitals trying to validate a Winter Classic victory on Thursday over the Hawks as Hillen sends one towards the cage, wide of Montoya. Around the boards, Johansson covering up at point position. Olsen lobbing this one back to center. Green comes cross rink for Hillen. Jack Hillen has birthday this month. Hillen will turn 29 in January. Trocheck, one of the goal scorers for Florida, along with Dylan Olsen in this 3-2 affair. Bolin leaves it along the woodwork. Beagle on a steal, a centering pass that bounces to the slot. Taken to safety though by McKenzie and Brandon Peary. The former Hawk will clear in. Orpik so sturdy, shrugging away the advances of McKenzie. McKenzie has the puck, however. Locked up with Beagle. Upshaw comes to support. Mitchell for Bolin. Long wrister on the way, deadened by Carlson. The rebound belongs to Jason Chimera. Wilson swings out of his own zone. Michael Latta, a healthy scratch today, along with the defender Nate Schmidt. Alsner sends it out wide to Niskanen. Beagle deflects it through. Wilson will run after Kulikov and finish him.
And Kulikov is stung behind the net. He's going off to the bench if he can get off.
Ovechkin feeds it on the flank. Burakovsky there. We get the whistle. This is offside on the rush.
Yeah, Wilson caught Kulikov, and he's going off to the bench a little woozy. to the Florida Panther bench. Here comes Kulikov, plays it on the back end, and there he is. And you could see his pain right when that hit was levied by Tom Wilson.
Wilson, who's gone 7 games without a point, hungrily back to the bench as Niskanen drives it in. Goals today for Washington from Ovechkin, Laich, and Alzner in a 3-2 lead. Niskanen gets the center line, sends it hard around. Backstrom in a tussle along the boards. Boys breaks free.
And that's going to be a minor penalty for tripping as Boys got upended.
So the Capitals are shorthanded here early in the third.
Yeah, that puck bounced over the defender's stick. He reaches out, trips Boys. Boys was off to the races. May have been a one-on-one by the time he got to Braden Holtby, but they should have a power play out of this. And the Panthers will set up to the left of Holtby. And the referee ready to make the call. It's Orpik and now
Washington
Alzner.
penalty number 27, minor penalty for tripping.
And here it is along the wall. Watch the puck bounce up right here on Alzner. He misfires, and here comes Boys, and here he is reaching around.
Ooh.
And there goes Alzner to the box for the trip.
Carl Alzner none too pleased with that call. Referees today, Dean Morton and Rob Martell. Power play stats packaged by the UPS store. Ekblad fires, and Holtby is right there at the top of the crease.
Good job by Ekblad getting that shot through because he had a defender and Brooks Light coming across to try to block that shot. The young defender getting shots through. Braden Holtby, his 15th straight start today. You take a look at his numbers, 9-2-3, 2.12, 930, as Joe mentioned in that first period. Just spectacular.
Braden Holtby's trying to find the puck.
It's somewhere in his pants. He'll find it, or glove. There he is. They're trying to shake it out.
Martin Brodeur had an episode like this
Yeah,
recently in St. Louis.
Hey, where is it? Come on, where is it? They're looking in his pads, his pants, around his jersey.
Let's not get too up close and personal with these cameras, folks.
He said, where the heck is it? He doesn't want to continue playing until he can find it. They won't let him until he finds it, Joe, because then they'll have 2 pucks on the ice. They're going to wait till somehow he finds the puck, and he's saying, hey, I don't have it anymore. Look in your gloves, the referee just told him.
Braden Holtby, outstanding netminder, even better magician. Look, I can make it disappear.
He's going everywhere. Look, and he said, hey, I'm looking everywhere, guys.
You might find it in the shower in about an hour.
And they're saying, he's saying to them, no, 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 you're not allowed to look for it. Don't worry, I'll find it.
Yeah, stop frisking me. Well, I guess we'll press on. There it is.
And listen to the fans. They're loving it as much as we are up here, Joby.
Just as he was setting up for the next draw, he hatched a hockey puck. Play on, shall we? A 3-2 lead for Washington. Just shy of the 4-minute mark in this third period. Brouwer wins the draw. He's very good on that side of the rink in the D zone. So the Caps are shorthanded for 145. 5-on-4 for the guys in the white sweaters. Nick Bjugstad handing off and getting the return from Campbell. Good entry to Ekblad, who turns 19 next month. Point position. Campbell. Keep it on the outside. Bjugstad's on the goal line. Ekblad straight away. Nick Bjugstad closing. Didn't get a lot of mustard on that blast. Campbell takes it off the boards. Hayes and Huberdeau are hovering in the slot there as the Caps clear. Carlson doing the honors.
Yeah, good job by John, making sure he beat Bjugstad to the corner. Bjugstad still looking at his twig. Could not believe he got that shot away, but it was right off the end of his stick into the corner rather than at the net.
Aaron Ekblad gets the line. The wrister that was spoiled by Niskanen. Green swoops in there to get the puck for Washington. He did not clear, however. Boys along the boards. Jokinen to Ekblad. UC Jokinen steps. Jokinen fires a stick save for Holtby. Rebound on the doorstep. Barkov didn't get it in time. Ekblad broke his stick. And Beagle plays clear. Beagle is hoping for an odd man rush. Fair going to the post. The pass off of Fair, and it caroms wide. Boys the other way. Alzner in the penalty box for 20 more seconds. Offside Florida on the rush. Aaron Ekblad, a super frosh in the Florida lineup.
And here's some of his numbers. First in goals, first in assists and points, +8, very solid at second. Leading the rookie class in block shots, and only second in ice time, Joe. Averaging close to 23 minutes, 22, 23. He's gone up as high as 25 or 26 this season.
Second to the injured New Jersey blue liner Damon Severson, who we saw score twice in this building earlier this season. Kulikov in back with Olsen, who has a tally today. Alzner serving another 10 seconds in the penalty box. Washington special teams doing the chores again. You just see the puck float wide of Al Montoya, who came on here to start the third period. 2 power play shots for the Panthers as Alzner is set free. Montoya in place of Roberto Luongo, who started and surrendered the first 3 goals today. Locker, why don't you revisit your voice on value presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting?
Well, today was a back-to-work day, you know, coming off all the Winter Classic stuff with the team, with the people following them around 24/7. It was time to get back to work. I thought they had a sluggish, slow start. They turned it on in the second period, and now in the third, playing the brand of hockey that we've become accustomed to. They're up on the Panthers 3-2.
Loose in front, Ovechkin feeds, score! Slam dunk Burakovsky!
Gallant is livid at their bench. He's trying to get the referee's attention. He's standing right at the front of the bench. 5th goal of the season. Here's the play. A shot by Hillen off the foot. The movement there in front and the shot by Burakovsky, and he just rips her home. Off the foot. Primary assist Ovechkin. Looked like he was trying to deke there, but it worked out nicely as it goes right to Burakovsky. And Burakovsky's on the board. Hanging in at the right time. Alex Ovechkin will get the primary helper.
First shot on goal of this third period for Washington. Burakovsky on the board after sitting out for a spell recently as a healthy scratch. The youngster, who will celebrate his 20th birthday in February, is on the board. Chimera driving back with Tom Wilson. It's a 4-2 advantage for the Caps. A little bit of breathing room. Chimera knocked down by Dmitry Kulikov as Wilson is trying to pitchfork it free. We look down on that scrum. Mitchell able to play it on out for Jonathan Huberdeau. His advance for Upshaw was taken back and cleared in by Jay Beagle. Caps in the middle of a line change. Bukestad bumped there by Ovechkin. Burakovsky takes it, swings back to center. So Barry Trotz was saying he thought it was a little ambitious maybe for the Caps at the outset of the season to try to convert 2 young wingers to center. He was speaking of Kuznetsov and Burakovsky.
Yeah, you sort of knew there was going to be some ups and downs. You know, young players have peaks and valleys, and playing center, so much responsibility. Now Kuznetsov, I really think, has really settled in, and it's probably the confidence that he has playing with Brouwer and Mojo that helped him with his defensive responsibilities. Moving Burrow to that winger, less responsibility, but can still utilize his speed that paid off here today.
The long-term plan for Burakovsky is still for him to be a center in the Washington lineup. Ovechkin leaves this one for a turning Matt Niskanen. Straight ahead for Fair. Kick it out on the wing for Joel Ward. As the Caps make a break for it at the attacking line, Dylan Olsen moves it back for Florida. Bergenheim wing to wing for Boys. That's going to be offside against the Panthers. 7 minutes, 46 seconds gone by in period 3. Caps on top by 2. Burakovsky back on the score sheet in the NHL. Today's game summary brought to you by Night Point Systems. They offer you the technology you need when you need it. Alex Ovechkin, another big day.
Another big day from the Blue Liners. Carl Alzner's got his 3rd goal of the season. Late in that second period, nice wrister over the catching glove. Roberto Luongo, 18 saves, including that big hit by Ovechkin reaching for the puck He's left. He has not returned to the bench. Montoya in for the Panthers. Burakovsky has just given the Capitals some breathing room.
His 5th of the year at 5:42 of the 3rd period. Braden Holtby at the other end of the rink, 18 saves, and he survived a strip search.
Yeah, they had a tough time finding the puck in his equipment in front of the cage there. We had a little bit of a delay. They finally found it. We've continued play here.
Heads up for the spectators here at Verizon Center. That's a scary proposition. They're all laughing in that section. That's a good thing. That means nobody got hurt.
Right over
There's
that,
the souvenir.
Yeah, right over the half-wall glass. Not in the end zone, but that one right from the blue line, right over center ice.
Al Montoya in the cage for Florida. Sends it on around. Back from waiting. Drifts one to the front. Bergenheim on the takeaway. Sean Bergenheim. Finnish-born winger. Good speed. Niskanen, whose name sounds Finnish, made the defensive play. He hailed from Minnesota. Alsner off the boards, and Alex Ovechkin free and clear to just plop this back into the Panther zone. It'll be icing against the Caps. Washington by 2. Caps fans, tickets are moving fast for the next home game Saturday, the 10th of January. Detroit Red Wings are in town. Don't miss any of the action. Purchase your tickets today. Visit WashingtonCaps.com or call 800-745-3000. 8.5 minutes into this 3rd period, and the Capitals are asking for a timeout. Alex Ovechkin needs to get his blades sharpened a bit. Earlier today, folks, we asked you McDonald's trivia. Troy Brouwer had a very late goal at the Winter Classic. Who scored the latest game winner in regulation for the Caps, and who did he score it against?
We came up with the goal scorer, we think, right? Semin?
I'm going to say Alex Semin.
But I don't know the goalie.
Cam Ward.
Wow, 11 seconds left. Just about a second left in Joel's heroic goal in the Winter Classic.
A 4-2 advantage for Washington. Thinking back to Thursday in the dying stages of the game, Troy Brouwer provides.
Alex Ovechkin, there was going to be a delayed penalty right there on Saad. The play continued. Brouwer found the puck and ripped it past Crawford's catching glove. And the place erupted, 42,000 strong at Nationals Park.
This is a whistle and an icing call against the Caps. Troy Brouwer, the first time he had ever struck against his former team, a team with whom he won the Stanley Cup in partnership with a player who's on the ice out there for Florida, Brian Campbell. Those two guys, former Hawks. Solid day for Nicholas Backstrom at the face-off dot. He's won 14 of 21. Math major in me says 2/3 is pretty good. Ovechkin looking to point position. Knocked down to his knees. Kulikov there to play. 9 minutes deep in the 3rd. Insurance goal coming from Burakovsky. A 4-2 lead for Washington. Boland's behind the D. Hooks off. Speaking of former Hawks. There's Brouwer to lob ahead. Johansson, 2-on-1 developing with Kuznetsov. Johansson, good sliding stick check by the rookie defender Ekblad.
Yeah, he's a big rig, able to throw out his big body and disrupt that 2-on-1. The Caps have had 3 or 4 2-on-1s in this hockey game. They've been very good in the neutral zone, creating those odd man breaks.
Young man has a bit of a future, huh?
Oh, yeah, he does.
He's 18, folks.
Represented by Bobby Orr. That helps too, doesn't it?
That's nice on your resume.
Yeah.
Long drive, Campbell, shoulder down, rebound just spoiled. Wide of the goal there on a spinning effort from Hayes. There's Ekblad with a curl and drag to fire, and hope he will squeeze that.
Can he find it?
Yes.
Oh, he's got it. Puck right in his catching glove. Holtby started the game, as did that guy who's returned to the bench, Joe B. Roberto Luongo missed about half this period, probably back in the locker room. Now he's set to go. 18 saves on 21 shots through 2 periods. Heads back home, you
Washington
could
number
say.
74, 2 minutes for high sticking.
And there's going to be a high sticking call against Carlson, but Luongo returns back home to Vancouver for a game on Thursday where he spent so many years. Along the wall, the high stick, right side of the screen. There it comes up. Pretty easy call as Huberdeau goes down. Carlson to the box.
Florida at Vancouver Thursday, at Calgary, at Edmonton, at Winnipeg before the trip's done.
That sounds long.
Sounds chilly, too. So here we go with a man advantage for the guys in the white jerseys. Trocheck, Peary, Jokinen across the front, Ekblad and Campbell in back. Nicholas Backstrom there, able to play clear. Special teams have definitely been important for Washington in this game today. Starting first with a power play strike from Alex Ovechkin. That power play which has been sputtering of late. Good hustle here for Beagle. Jay Beagle waiting for reinforcements. On the toe drag, he snapped it wide.
Is he ever getting confident with the puck? Getting more ice time leads to more confidence. He's getting rewarded for his hard work, scoring some goals. We haven't seen a curl and drag like that from Beats. And all of a sudden you get the confidence and you start trying things. That was a great curl and drag against their defenseman.
Fine work there by Beagle and Fair to run some precious time away from the power play for Florida, which exists for another 58 seconds. Jokinen spins it on top for Olsen. Olsen to Kulikov at the midpoint. Jokinen is next. Delayed penalty coming up against Washington as Holtby will secure that. It's a two-man advantage for Florida.
And the two-man advantage will go to work. The Caps had the same situation against the Blackhawks the other day, and that was a turning point. A lot of people thought the way they shut down the Blackhawks.
Washington, number 44, 2 minutes
Orpik
for slashing.
goes to the box. Now you have two of the biggest penalty killers in the box, both Orpik and Carlson.
In the Winter Classic, it was Orpik and Niskanen for all 91 seconds of the two-man advantage.
That is a cheap call. Should have been a dive for sure. That's 9.9 on the Olympic scale. They get the call. They go 5-on-3 here in the third period.
Slightly embellished, would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Slightly.
Slightly embellished.
Come on.
The Panthers have asked for time, and they trail here in Washington 4-2. The Caps next up at Air Canada Center on Wednesday. We'll keep you company on CSN. It's the Caps and the Maple Leafs.
Always fun up the ACC. The fans are crazy. The Caps have played well. Phaneuf, Orpik. Caps always lock horns, especially the guy on the right there. It's always Phaneuf and the Caps captain going head-to-head. Alex Ovechkin.
Critical juncture of this hockey game right now. Lane Lambert had the erase board out. Orpik is still shaking his head after that call was assessed to him. 5-on-3 for Florida for 47 seconds. As the fans here at Verizon Center make their presence felt. Washington wins the draw. Alsner plays it along the boards. Ekblad keeps it in. Campbell, all sorts of room. Ekblad closing. Nick Bjugstad this side. Ekblad giving some ground. Waved that there by Light. Bjugstad through the seam. Campbell settles. Ekblad fires. Knocked down in front. Bjugstad drifting away from the pressure. Two-man advantage, 20 seconds. Campbell exchanges. Ekblad sends that one wide with a little help from Holtby's glove. 14 seconds in the two-man advantage. Campbell. Ekblad. No one-timer yet. Keep it on the perimeter. Nice look. Campbell fires. That's high. As Light was taking away the lower part of the cage.
And the Caps are down one stick. Alsner broken in front. It was knocked out of his hands by a Panther.
Carlson's back in the act. That wrist is off the post from Hayes. Huberdeau wins the rebound. 5-on-4 for another minute. Orpik still in the box. Panthers threatening. Ekblad outside Campbell. Ekblad one-timer. Erased by Light without his stick. Ekblad settles again. Campbell this way. To a better shooting lane. Ekblad fires. It's wide of Holtby. Rebound along the boards. Waved at by Alsner. He didn't get it out. Huberdeau feeds, closing, Bjugstad sent it wide, diving, Holtby gets back to cover. Verizon Center salutes the penalty killers in the netminder again.
And here's where Alsner's stick is broken. A little bit of a hack and a whack, and then you'll see the blade come off, and now it's a tough 5-on-3. Great block by Brooks Light. No real penetration by the Florida Panthers. A couple of shots, including that one off the post. Brooks Light, we've seen this so many times from number 21, sacrificing his body. Real good block on our Jeep net cam. You'll see the commotion and the final cover-up there by Holtby. The fans on their feet here at Verizon Center.
During the 5-on-3, Craig, the shot counter for Florida State right there. There was not a shot for the Panthers on goal during the two-man advantage. There was the one pipe. Beagle to take this draw for Washington. Orpik serves another 33 seconds. Should he escape the penalty box unscathed, Verizon Center will roar. Barkov on the interchange with Campbell. Ekblad forced by Beagle. Bergenheim keeps it moving. 15 seconds left in the short-handed situation. Fair getting help. Carlson jams it back to neutral ice. Orpik will be set free in 8 seconds. As Campbell turns, skips into the offensive zone. Boys feed. Ekblad blocked away by the netminder Holtby. Orpik is back on ice. It's 5-on-5. 6:45 to go in regulation. Beagle pinned to the boards by Ekblad, and Orpik will skate it free. Huge penalty-killing chores for the Caps.
Well, it was well scripted by Lane Lambert when they had him over to the boards on how to kill off that 5-on-3. They were very aggressive. They had good symmetry in front of the net. Absolutely nothing got through to Braden Holtby.
He's Craig Laughlin. I'm Joe Beninati. Al Koken ringside for you. It's the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet today, as well as TCN Philadelphia and the American Forces Network. Nice to have all of you on board with us. And with Braden Holtby going along at such a nice clip, 25 saves in the game today. Ovechkin sends it on back for Orpik. A 4-2 advantage afforded Washington by an Andre Burakovsky goal early in the third from Ovechkin and Hillen. Bolin driving back for the Panthers. McKenzie, action-packed forward, plays it on around. You look through the box score for Florida, you really can't tell by the ice time that's doled out from line to line which line is the first or which line is the fourth. Upshaw feeds it. That's deflected, and Justin Peters crossed over to make a glove save there on the bench. Back for this one's conclusion. 5:52 left in it with Washington in front. Thompson Creek gives us a window of opportunity to review the day for Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, running into Kulikov in the corner, getting a big hit, getting a good slap shot that's redirected by Kulikov. On the power play, a chance off the left shoulder, streaking in, running over Luongo. That was in the first period. Then on the power play, nice three-way pass and play. Mojo, Backstrom, and there's OV just ripping her home to get the Caps rolling here in this hockey game.
Alex Ovechkin on a 3-game scoring streak. As this puck drifts through the slot, sprawling Holtby managed to get the glove on it somehow against Peary.
That was a weird bouncing puck. Holtby's mask knocked off his head, and there was a mad scramble in the crease. The puck just wouldn't lay down for Florida. The Capitals just got out of that one. Luckily, happens off the face-off, little push through. That's a set play off the draw. And here you'll see the commotion. There's the shot coming back through. Didn't get through the body of Braden Holtby. Real good look at the traffic in front of Holtz. Here's the sharp angle shot. And Holtby and company looking around, doing the snow angel, facing the opposite direction as Braden Holtby. That puck kicked out by Jokinen. They had a quality chance there to score, Joe, but it actually hit Alsner and then rolled up and into Holtby's jersey, as you can see from the overhead camera here at Verizon Center.
Holtby's made a lot of saves this season, but never one with his back like that.
No.
Trapped that with his neck. Going to review this. Officials at the timekeeper's bench, Rob Martel and Dean Morton. It's Martel who's having the conversation with Toronto.
After video review, the play has been confirmed. There is no goal.
They were hoping, I think, Florida, that the puck had rolled up in his jersey and over the goal line when he was doing the snow angel. Not the case. Got locked in his numbers. The referee coming over to explain to Holtby why they looked at that. Little smile on Braden's face.
Braden with 33 saves against Chicago in the Winter Classic. Led the NHL in terms of minutes played in the month of December. figures to be very busy in this, the first month of 2015.
Yeah, Braden coming in, Joe, close to 1,900 minutes of work between the pipes. Peters, on the other hand, right around 400. So obviously you got the #1 guy getting the boatload of ice time in Braden Holtby, but we expect to see Peters, who works his butt off day in, day out, to get some action upcoming here as the Capitals' schedule gets very hectic.
Icing call against Washington. Capitals post-game live presented by your DC area Acura dealers will follow our game today. Al Koken and Alan May from right here at Verizon Center. Justin Peters, you would imagine, will be playing very soon. Back-to-back coming up. The stretch of 3 games in 4 nights and 4 games in 6 nights. Braden Holtby will need a breather. As Johansson plays it along the boards, Trocheck will angle back through center and dump in. A 4-2 advantage. This game was 0-0 after 20 minutes. Teams erupted for 5 goals in period 2. Here's Kuznetsov working with Brouwer 2-on-2. Great moves by Kuznetsov. Hiding behind the cage. Tries to stuff that one to the front. Hillen, glove save, Montoya.
And there you see the wizardry of Kuznetsov, the way he's able to control the puck. Once he gets calm in the National Hockey League, these are going to become second nature to him. The way he's holding onto the puck, getting away from the pressure, real good opportunity as he makes his play down low. There's the chip. Watch Kuznetsov get to it. 2-on-1, but watch him realize that Mitchell's backing in. Curl and drag around Mitchell, push through, and then posts up behind the net. Good quality chance as he throws it out to Hillen.
You know, he's rooting for Team Russia in the World Junior Championships. Yevgeny Kuznetsov 3 times on that World Junior team, was the best forward in the MVP in 2012 of that tournament.
Madison Bowie having a real good tournament for Team Canada. 4 points, +9 is second best among all World Juniors.
We've drifted below 5 minutes to go in this third period with Washington in front, aiming for its 20th win on the season. Fair from his knees. Eric Fair on a 3-game goal scoring streak in his own right. With a puck along the boards, Fair has an assist tally today. Light leaves it on the dasher. Campbell there to interrupt. Brian Campbell for Florida sends it on around. Jonathan Huberdeau is next. He'll clear to center. Orpik using the window to get it ahead. And Fair, ditto to dump it in. Huberdeau, nobody there to contest him. Long strides through center. Gets to the interior where he met Nicholas Backstrom. Flings it on out for Ovechkin. Burakovsky going to the goal. The Ovechkin laser knocked aside by Montoya. Burakovsky for Green to step right in. Mike Green south of the goal line. Green works the cycle for Ovechkin. Alex took a chop from Huberdeau. Green keeping it on the perimeter. 5-on-5 play here for Burakovsky. To the cheers of "Let's go Caps." Bjugstad will dump it in. Gerard Gallant wants to get some fresh troops out there. 3.5 to play in period 3. The Washington team that's going along great guns in the East. 9-1-3 in its last 13 overall. Chimera full throttle, gets to the outside. Beagle boxed in by Kulikov. A Florida team that hasn't won in this building since January of 2011. Boys forced back. Kulikov there to help. We'll keep an eye on Montoya, see when Gallant will lift him for the extra skater. Niskanen fires. Montoya makes the glove save. Bergenheim for the Panthers. Spinning Barkov around with that pass. Alsner, who's on the board today, able to dump it in. Alsner for the moment with a GWG.
A very steady performance once again from Carl. Really did a good job, not only scoring, but being a big part of the penalty kill. They've had to kill off way too many penalties once again today, especially another 5-on-3.
Last, 4 games they've been averaging about 6 shorthanded situations per.
Yeah, and they've all talked about it. We have to have better discipline. We can't take that many penalties.
Bolin steps and fires. Holtby with no rebound. 2 minutes and 17 seconds away from victory lane. Troy Brouwer and the Caps on top by a deuce.
Up by 2. We're getting ready for Capitals postgame live. So, Alan May, what's caught your eye today?
Well, you know what? Everyone playing like Brooks Lake and Jay Beagle. They're playing tough on the boards as hard as they can. Team first attitude, and those penalty kills in the last period here were absolutely sensational. Everyone diving in front of shots and getting the big blocks, and what goaltending by Braden Holtby. Wow.
So stay with us after the game. We'll have a full Capitals postgame live presented by your Washington, D.C. area Acura dealers right here live from Verizon Center. We're back for the final, hopefully final, 2:17, Joe Bienlocker.
Al and Allen, we can tell that the Florida net is empty. Al Montoya, who came on for Roberto Luongo here in the third period, has been lifted for the extra attacker. John Carlson sends it on around. It'll get through Joel Ward on its way, just hooking wide. It turns out to be icing against the Capitals.
Yeah, good feet there by Campbell, making sure he caused that icing call. Ward just a chip shot off the wall. Ward, Lycan company against Campbell, the assistant captain in Florida, trying to get that puck and forcing an icing call. Always coaches now in this day and age pulling the goalie early, and especially early when you're down 2. As you look at his numbers, 261st straight game.
Iron Man for the Panthers, now in his 4th season with Florida. 6-on-5, Nick Bjugstad, sharp angle, he scores, an incredible shot, absolutely incredible.
Man, Braden Holtby can't believe it. He went down. They call it vertical horizontal or horizontal vertical, depending what the post leg does. You either keep it up or you go down. And this one, look where this shot comes from. And there it is, left leg down, so it's vertical horizontal. And that baby right over the left shoulder, surprising everybody. And it was in and out over his shoulder. There you see the puck ricochet off his left shoulder, get past Holtby. A good overhead view here on Comcast Sportsnet. Hugging the post, hits his nameplate, and gets past him to make it a 1-goal game.
Oh boy, here we go. Hang on. 1:50 left. Montoya back in there. Caps guilty of another icing. It's a 1-goal game. Nick Bjugstad at 18:01. Bjugstad, who scored Friday in a win at Buffalo for Gerard Gallant and these Panthers.
Yeah, now 9 of his 15 goals have come away from home for Bjugstad. He has 32 career goals in his Florida Panther lifetime.
First time he's ever scored in a regular season game against Washington. He, of course, had the shootout winner in the month of December in round 20. Ekblad towards the cage, knocked away. Extra attacker on for Florida. Looking for the equalizer now. Bjugstad beats, Campbell settles in, fires, stop there, rebound on the doorstep, dribbles to the corner. Ward didn't get it out. 1:25 left for Washington to endure as Lyke will pitch it back to center. 6 attackers on in white. Bolin dumps it in. Brooks Orpik in hot pursuit. Runs a Panther to the ditch. Goes down heavily along with Barkov, who bounces back up to his feet. Nick Bjugstad plays for Hayes. The centering pass knocked aside by Holtby. Point position, Ekblad towards the cage. Answered there by Ward. Final minute of regulation time. Capitals in hold-on mode. Campbell pivots through center. Brian Campbell lobs it into the corner. The net is empty at the other end. Orpik covering up. His teammates need a breather. Up close and personal along the dasher. Massive humanity there. The officials allowing the play to continue until time ticks to 34 left.
Now pushing and shoving ensues. Hayes involved down low. Looks like his helmet's caught a little bit there with the referee or the hand of Eric Fair. As their coach Gallant looks on. Their big boys just had a shift change. We'll see if he uses his timeout. 4-3 right now, Caps.
Locker, I think both timeouts have been burned. Yeah, both timeouts have been used. So with 34 seconds left, the faceoff will come to the left of Braden Holtby. Nicholas Backstrom's had a sparkling day on the draw, and you could see Washington has the upper hand in that regard. Everybody up. Here at Verizon Center, trying to root the Caps home to the finish. Along the wall, Brouwer in a tussle with Campbell, his former Windy City teammate. Kicked loose and cleared. Beagle doing the job. 20 seconds left. Brandon Peary will swing. 6 attackers for Florida. On the headman, it looked like Boyes was offside to me. This will turn out to be a whistle against the Panthers.
It'll be an icing call, so Montoya has to come back in for Gallant, and time ticking away. Face off in their zone, push it ahead, get control, and the Caps will win this game.
Dozen seconds left. Nicholas Backstrom will take this face-off for Washington. Brad Boyes to do the honors for Florida. Second game of a 6-game roadie for these Panthers. They're heading west. Backstrom keeps it tied up deep in the offensive zone. 5 seconds to play. At center, Brouwer offers to Niskanen, and the Washington Capitals will hang on for a 4-3 decision.
Another one-goal game around the National Hockey League goes in the favor of the Washington Capitals. The Capitals fans salute their hockey team. Another nice win, and they're getting better and better on home ice, going 7-3-1 now their last 11 games. Burakovsky, the goal scorer, that will end up being the game winner.
Today's Caps player of the game locker, sponsored by the Palm Restaurant, is Carl Aldsner.
Yeah, way to go, Carl. Third goal of the season. Nice little wrister over the catching glove of Luongo. 2 shots, 2 blocks, +1, and really solid on the penalty kill.
Folks, you can enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey has been brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Mazda, conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. Papa John's, if the Caps win and score 4 or more goals, get 50% off any online order tomorrow at participating Papa John's locations. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. Capitals won the season series from Florida last year, folks. They won 2 out of 3. Every game was a 1-goal decision. 2 out of 3 this year. Every game a 1-goal decision. Remember, since the Caps won, they scored 4 today. You get 50% off any online order tomorrow at papajohns.com. Make sure you use the promo code CAPS50. Here at Verizon Center, where the Washington Capitals have downed the Florida Panthers for a 10th consecutive time. Alex Ovechkin among the stars of the game.
Yeah, they got contributions, Joe B, from a lot of different guys. Obviously, your star player on the power play, Brooks Laich, a really good blast, one of the stars of the game. Real good effort. I mean, you can't look at your stars all the time. The Capitals threw it around. The D were involved. They got to Luongo by shooting high. It's a big home win for the guys in red as they embark on a 2-game road trip.
Talk about the Capitals sharing the wealth offensively. 10 different players with points today in this 4-3 win over visiting Florida. As we send you downstairs ringside, here's Al Koken.
All right, thank you very much. Brooks, how big was this game, considering it may have been tough for some guys to kind of get back after the excitement of the Winter Classic?
Really big game. If you looked at the standings coming in here, they were 2 points behind us for the playoff race. So if they win it, they're tied with us. Now we put a little gap between ourselves and them. Keep pushing, keep moving forward.
What kind of flipped things around in that second period? It seems like your line really got the forecheck finally going, and 5-on-5 you started to convert.
Yeah, we picked up the pace a little. On my goal, it went Brooksy to Carly and up to me pretty quick. Even before that, we had a transition and a chance at the net. And then after that, Joel pushed through, got some traffic in front of me, shot a puck, and then after that, Carl's goal, we had 2 bodies in front of the net too. Just keep pushing, just keep pushing. We weren't going to be denied. This is a big game. We had to win it.
I know how much this building fed off the penalty kill. How much was it on this bench to turn the momentum back again on your side?
Really big penalty kill. We want to play aggressive. Sometimes you go over the line and take penalties with that, but Carl on the back end, Niski on the back end, Holtz obviously in that. Penalty kill last game in the Winter Classic was big, and it was big tonight, big part of the win.
All right, Brooks, thanks very much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Brooks Laich, your #1 star of the night with a big-time goal and some big-time penalty kill. Back to Joe and Craig.
Nicely done, gentlemen. Nicely done. Washington 4, Florida 3 for Craig, for Al, for Alan, for all the men and women in our crew. Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Join us on Wednesday. It's the Caps and the Maple Leafs, 7 Eastern from Toronto. Up next after the commercial break, Capitals postgame live with Al Koken and Alan May from right here at Verizon Center. Andre Burakovsky, welcome back to the lineup. He makes Washington a winner.